of yours from up north?
No, I'm happy to say dear Alma doesn't visit us till next month. I'm going to meet Tom Lightfoot.
Lightfoot?
Uh-huh.
It's an old Indian name. We used to have an old Modoc engine around town years ago answered the name of Lightfoot.
Yeah, that's right. Tom's his son.
Oh. Well, I better get ready to fumigate that coach. Them Modocs is the filthiest. Well, maybe they don't bother you, but they bother me.
I'll tell you what bothers me, Walter. The way you think.
And only me. I like most people. But Modocs is the filthiest.
Welcome home, Tom.
Ted, I'm glad to be back. How are you?
I'm fine. Say, you're looking great.
Thank you, so are you. Well, your mother. I bought him in Lodi. I hope she still likes roses.
You know she does.
How is the family?
Dying to see you?
And Audra. I bet she's changed a lot in the last 10 years.
Just a bit, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Say, listen, what would you say to a drink while Walter puts your things in the buggy?
All right.
Good. Come on, this way.
Murphy. Another one.
Okay.
Jared, I haven't seen you in a coon's age. Where you been, out of town?
Up in Sacramento. Murphy, you remember Tom Lightfoot?
Tom Lightfoot. You mean that ragtag kid that used to scamper around with Nick and Audra?
One and the same.
Well, I'll be. Where you been hiding, Tom?
Well, back east. First prep school and then Harvard.
Harvard?
Murphy, you are gazing upon a newly graduated lawyer.
You don't say. Well, that calls for one on the house.
Murphy.
Keep your shirts on.
Jared, how things in Sacramento?
Oh, the same as usual. Legislature's slow getting down to business.
About the Modoc reparations bill. Now, your last letter, you
Now,
said...
Tom, no business. We'll talk about that later. I want to hear all about you first. How was your trip?
Long, and I'm glad to be back.
Hello, boys.
Hi, Lightfoot. You don't remember us, do you?
Tom, these are the Watson brothers. That's Clem and Ben.
Yeah, your old man used to work for our pa once, remember? Slopping the hogs. He used to take his pay out in rot gut whiskey. Remember how he get falling down drunk and sleep with the pigs and hogs? Couldn't hardly tell them apart.
I think that'll be enough.
Pick him up.
One at a time, then.
I let him come.
That's enough, Tom. That's enough.
All this for the prodigal son?
Prodigal sons do not graduate from Harvard Law School. And stop rearranging my arrangements.
Mother, where can I find some wrapping paper?
Oh, in the top shelf in the linen room.
Yeah, wait. Wait a minute. Hold on. What do we have here?
It's a gift for Tom.
Tom who?
Nick.
Looks like a scrapbook.
You're being nosy, you know.
That Tom. Well, now, no wonder you spent all that money subscribing to San Francisco newspapers.
What's that little laugh supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I remember back when you used to carry his books to school.
Only because I rode in the buggy and he always ran alongside.
Well, now, this is very impressive. Indian wins 100-yard dash. Lightfoot wins broad jump. Indian wins decathlon for Harvard.
Come on, Nick, I have to get it wrapped.
Oops. We're home.
Tom. Oh, Tom. Oh, it's so good to see you again.
So good to be home. This is a little like bringing coals to Newcastle.
Oh, they're beautiful. How very thoughtful of you.
Tom, welcome home. How are you?
How are you, Nick?
Well, Audra.
Hello, Tom.
Audra? Jared was right.
About what?
About me not being disappointed in the changes.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but what about lunch? I'm starving.
Which proves the theory that nothing ever changes. Audra, would you show Tom to his room?
Come on.
Looks great, doesn't he?
He sure does.
What happened to you two? That stage was supposed to be in hours ago.
Well, we ran into a little trouble in town. The Watson brothers.
Oh, those two.
Yeah, but Tom managed to take care of them all right.
Good. Did you tell Tom about the Modoc reparations bill?
No. No time enough for news like that after lunch.
Well, it's exactly the way I remembered it.
It's been waiting for you. A homecoming present. I'm sorry I didn't get it wrapped.
You saved all of these? Well, I didn't realize there's so many. You know, I guess at the time I just took enough satisfaction out of beating all those white boys. It was a joke, Audra. Thank you, Audra. I can't think of anything you could have done nicer for me.
I'm glad you like it.
Say you're going to find Stockton pretty dull after 4 years at Harvard.
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm sure you won't.
After all, Stockton's grown a lot these past few years.
Well, it sure has. We have 4 new saloons, 2 new livery stables. We're a regular boom town.
Not to mention a new school, a new library, and hotel.
And we're getting all the new plays and operas from San Francisco.
You are planning on staying in Stockton, aren't you?
Well, that depends.
Depends on what?
Well, Jared, what about the Modoc reparations bill? How's it coming? Well, what is it?
Jared, I think this is as good a time as any to tell him, don't you?
Tell me what?
Tom, the Assembly Judiciary Committee voted not to send the Modoc bill to the floor.
Jared, in your last letter, you
In my last letter, I told you that if it got out of committee, both houses would pass it and the governor would sign it. But
Oh, effing but. They've always got to catch, haven't they?
the vote was close, Tom, 8-5. All we have to do is swing 2 votes. We can do that. You can do it.
How?
We'll go to Sacramento. We'll buttonhole the committeemen that voted against it. Some of them are bound to be impressed with you.
Impressed with me?
Listen to me, Tom. You're a living example of what your people can do if they're given a chance. All you have to do is see these men, talk to them.
You mean you want to take me to Sacramento and parade me around like I was one of Barclay's prize studs?
Now, wait a minute, Tom.
You wait a minute. I am not going to Sacramento and beg Indian-hating politicians for anything.
I'm not asking you to do that.
Well, that's what it amounts to. Well, I spent the last 10 years of my life trying to prove to the white man what an Indian can do if he's given the chance. And I didn't convince anybody. Audra, have you read that scrapbook you gave me? Take a look at it. Indian wins track meet for Harvard. Indian graduates cum laude. Like I was some sort of a freak. What am I, a two-headed dog or a baboon? Well, I don't want any more of your chances. And neither do my people. All we want is the land that the white man stole from us.
Tom, you can get it if...
If what? Wait and be patient? Maybe we can go to the white man and say pretty please.
Work for the Modoc bill.
It's the only way, Tom.
The only way the Modoc is going to get what belongs to him is to take it the same way the white man took it from us. With a gun.
Your people don't want that?
Well, have you talked to them?
Yes.
Well, now it's my turn.
Tom, give the legislature a chance.
It had its chance yesterday, last week, and last month.
Tom, don't make us choose sides.
You're white. You've already chosen.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to drive Tom into town.
Now, Audra.
Jared, please don't argue with me. I think I know Tom better than any of you. I want a chance to talk to him.
I have a feeling you're going to be wasting your time.
It's my time.
Audra's going to drive you into town. Goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye.
Fort Barkley. Remember? I haven't seen it in ages.
Audra, it's just an old shack some kids used to play in.
No, you're wrong. It isn't just another old shack. Come on. It's not just a shack. It's a haunted place. Listen. Hear them? A little girl squealing with excitement. The Indian war whoops. A cowboy going, bang, bang, you're dead. You were always the cowboy.
Was it?
And later on, when we got older, we'd come here to talk. And tell each other our most special thoughts.
You stop it, Audra.
Stop what?
Whatever it is you're trying to do.
Tom, don't you remember how it was? When we grew up, it was Tom and Nick and Audra. Just people, a happy family.
I was never part of a family, Audra. He was a nice, cute little Indian boy the nice white folks felt sorry for and took in. After his mother died of smallpox and father killed himself with cheap, rot-gut white man's whiskey.
Tom, what's happened to you?
I've grown up. Are you going to take me into town, or shall I walk the rest of the way?
Walk? Why walk? Why don't you run? That's what you used to do everywhere you went. So why waste time walking when you're in such a hurry to start killing white men? Tom? Tom? You're wrong. Oh, you're so wrong. It's so easy to kill, and you and your people have nothing to gain.
Well, maybe not. But what do we got to lose?
Oh, that jaw still hurting?
Yeah.
Hey, must have hit you with a spittoon.
Just never mind that. Get me some more whiskey. Come on, hurry up.
Oh, sure, honey. I didn't mean nothing.
Ben? Yeah. The Modoc. Just saw him walking down Brazos Street. Well. The Cal and Benton are in the back room. Go get him. I didn't expect him back so soon.
You fix him good.
I'll tell you what. I want you to come along with us.
Be my pleasure. Keep your filthy hands to yourself, you stinking Modoc.
What's the matter, Lil?
Well, he tried to get fresh with me.
You know you shouldn't have done that, Lightfoot.
Sure you brought enough help?
He forgot his place. He's trying to get fresh with Lil.
Yeah, I was going by and minding my own business. I happened to drop my purse, and when I stooped down to pick it up, that stinking Indian... Well, I'm too much of a lady to tell you what he done.
Yeah, sure. All right, I'll get your story after Doc Morar gets a look at you.
I'm going to kill you for this.
out. You can't accomplish anything hanging around here. Now, come on. Go on home. Go on now, boys. Come on. This isn't going to do you a bit of good.
What's the trouble, Fred?
Just coming over to see you, Jared. Trouble's Tom Lightfoot.
Nick told me you had a little run-in with the Watsons again last night.
Well, it didn't end there. I'm holding Tom for murder.
For murder?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, he got beat up pretty bad in that fight. He threatened to kill the Watsons. Looks like he made good on Clem.
Any witnesses?
Yeah, Ben Watson, Lil Bailey, she works down at Murphy's.
There's two of the most reliable people in town. What'd they say happened?
All right, you tell me how to dispute their story. They claim they all rode out to the Watson place together. Clem drove the rig into the barn. Ben and Lil heard a yell. They ran into the barn and saw Tom standing over Clem, stabbing him with a pitchfork.
Fred, I'd like to hear his side of the story.
Sure. Call when you're through.
I was wondering when you'd come.
I just heard about it.
And you jumped right over here as soon as you heard.
You getting religion?
No, I didn't ask for it, if that's what you're thinking. It was already here. I'm reading Exodus. And Moses is quite a man.
Then your interest is purely historical.
That's right.
What made you so sure I'd come?
Because I'm Exhibit A. Proving the generosity of the white man and helping the poor Indian. You can't let them hang me.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. Did you kill Clem Watson?
No.
You threatened to.
That's right, and I would have killed him, but somebody beat me to him. Maybe I'll have more luck with his brother when I get out of here.
Do you mean that, Tom?
Yes.
Then you better get yourself another lawyer.
Name one. You can't. I know you, Jared. Your conscience won't let you deny me my constitutional guarantee of right to counsel.
Don't push me too hard, Tom.
I'm just being honest with you. Isn't that what you want a client to be? So let's get it all straight. For 10 years, nothing has changed. My people are still drowning in a cesspool of filth and hunger and disease.
And don't tell me about your people. I know what they're suffering. And I didn't come here to listen to you make a speech about it.
You'd better listen. Because when I get out of here, Jared, I'm going to do everything I can.
Does everything include working for the Modoc reparations bill?
Oh, it's too late for that.
You want it all right now, don't you, Tom? Well, it doesn't work that way.
And my people are going to take an awful lot of you people down with them when they go.
I know what you want. You want me to walk out of here, don't you? So you can say, there's a white man for you. Well, if that's what you're after, you're wasting your time. If I do walk out of here, it won't be because of all the white people you say you're going to kill. And if I stay, it'll be because you haven't killed anybody yet. Now, why don't you just tell me what happened last night?
All right. Have you really given this thing any thought? Do you realize what happens if you get him off?
What happens if I don't?
If that man goes free, he's gonna hang sooner or later anyway, feeling the way he does.
Probably.
No, probably about it, Jared.
Still, Nick, the law takes a rather dim view of hanging a man for what he says he's going to do.
Really made up your mind, haven't you? You're gonna go ahead and defend him, knowing full well if that man gets loose, he's gonna do everything he can to turn every Modoc on the warpath. Also knowing full well that he would like nothing better than burning the whole town of Stockton right to the ground.
Yes, Nick, even knowing that. Nick, I haven't got any choice. Can't you understand that?
No, not this time.
You've testified that you, your brother, and Miss Bailey arrived at the ranch about midnight. Is that right?
That's right.
Then, Clem dropped you and Miss Bailey off at the house and drove on to the barn.
He drove right inside.
Did you see him do that?
Yes?
Could you see him after he went into the barn?
Well, no, but Lil and I heard him yell out when the Modoc jumped him.
From the hayloft?
Yeah?
Mr. Watson, if you couldn't see him after he drove into the barn, how do you know he was jumped from the hayloft or any other place?
Clem told me.
Clem told you?
Yes.
When did he do that?
Well, when I ran inside to help him.
And what was the defendant doing while you got this information? Just standing there patiently while you two had a little talk? Well?
No, Clem yelled at me while we were fighting the engine.
Wasn't that far-sighted of him? Almost as if he knew he was going to be killed by the defendant and you'd be here testifying against him. Now, Mr. Watson, you further stated that you tried to come to your brother's assistance by drawing your gun, but the defendant knocked it out of your hand.
Yes.
And you couldn't get it back.
Yes?
Then you ran out of the barn.
I told you I had to go in the house to get a rifle.
Leaving your brother alone with a man who'd sworn to kill you both not 4 hours earlier?
I had to do something.
You could have stayed there and fought.
Well, I didn't think.
You didn't think. Well, may I suggest that you think now, Ben? Think about telling the truth?
Objection.
Sustained.
I'm through with him, Your Honor.
That's it. That's all of it. It happened just that way. Can I go now?
I thank you, Miss Bailey. Unless Mr. Barkley has some questions.
A few. Now, Miss Bailey, where did you and the Watson brothers go following the altercation in the street?
To Murphy's Saloon for a drink.
A drink. Isn't it a fact that the three of you sat there for several hours, drinking heavily?
No,
And that when you arrived at the Watson Ranch, you were completely intoxicated?
that ain't true.
Your Honor, I'm prepared to introduce at least a dozen witnesses who will testify that Miss Bailey and the Watson brothers were drunk to the point of staggering when they left Charlie's saloon, not a half hour before the victim was killed.
And I'm one of them.
Mr. Barkley, unless you can restrain yourself, I shall have to ask you to leave this courtroom.
I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry.
As I was saying, Your Honor, I'm prepared to produce these witnesses, but I was hoping to spare the court such a tedious parade.
What is the relevancy of your line of questioning, Mr. Barkley?
Just this, Your Honor. We've heard Miss Bailey testify that the moment they heard Clem Watson yell out, they ran into the barn.
Well?
And she further testified that when they arrived, she saw the victim lying on the floor with blood on his shirt and the defendant standing over him with a pitchfork in his hands. But not a moment ago, we heard Ben Watson testify that when they got to the barn, the defendant was still on his feet, fighting with the victim. Now, I suggest that either one of these witnesses or both are lying.
I object.
Or that they were so drunk they have no idea of what happened in that barn. Therefore, their testimony is incompetent in this court.
Oh, Your Honor, I object.
Sustained.
Your Honor, I have no further questions of this witness.
Mr. McCann,
State rests.
is the defense ready to proceed immediately?
I am, Your Honor. I have only one witness to call. Mr. Tom Lightfoot. I have one final question, Mr. Lightfoot. Where were you about midnight on the night Clem Watson was killed?
I was at the old Indian cemetery just south of town. I'd walked out there to visit my father.
And at no time were you anywhere near the Watson Ranch?
No.
Your witness, Mr. McCann.
Thank you. Well, Tom, you deny the murder of Clem Watson?
Yes.
Well, you don't deny that you threatened to kill
No.
him. And Ben Watson, too.
Yes.
Well, A lot of men make threats they don't really mean. But what about you, Tom? Did you mean it when you told Clem and Ben Watson you were going to kill them?
Objection. Overruled. Answer the question.
Yes? Well, did you mean it? Answer yes or no.
Object. Sustained. You may answer in your own way.
Yes. Yes, I meant it when I said I'd kill them. And the only reason I didn't is because I didn't have the chance.
I see. Would it be fair then to assume that if the jury frees you, you would immediately carry out your threat against Ben Watson?
Objection.
The witness has already admitted he would have killed Clem Watson if he'd had the opportunity. Before they bring in a verdict, I think this jury has a right to know what Tom Lightfoot intends to do if he's acquitted.
Your Honor, this court is concerned with facts, not intentions.
Does he intend to murder Ben Watson?
Your Honor!
Mr. McCann. And will it stop there? Or does he intend to go on murdering white men?
Yes. If I ever get the chance, I will kill him.
Tom. And then my people and I will start in on the rest of you.
Tom, sit down. It is going to be you or us. That's the way you've wanted it, and that's the way it's going to be. And I'm going to warn you right now, if it isn't us, then you people are going to go through hell before it's you. Now, you go right ahead and hang me, because it won't change a thing. Get me out of here.
And you know perfectly well that I had the basis of a mistrial before you were stampeded into making that little speech of yours.
A mistrial. Now, what good would it have done? Listen, you made fools out of Ben Watson and Lil Bailey, and the jury just sat there. They didn't bat an eye, not a flicker, just 12 little hangmen all in a row. Now, you think any other jury would be different?
Here's your supper.
I don't want it.
Suit yourself.
Fred. I'll see you in court in the morning.
Jared, why don't you just give up?
I'm not sure, but I think it's because that's what you want me to do. That's a pretty good way to get your leg broken.
You still gonna defend that Modoc?
That's right.
After what he said in court?
Get that leg down.
It's gonna take a lot of fancy tricks to get that engine off. You do, and you're gonna have to find another town to live in.
Glass of sherry, Jared?
No, thank you.
I think you'd better have one. Then I can justify this as a social call. Otherwise, I think it would be improper for us to discuss a change of venue outside the courtroom. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wasn't hard to guess. If our positions were reversed, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Tell me honestly, Jared, do you think Tom Lightfoot could get a fair trial in any other county in this state?
All I know is he isn't getting one here.
Well, does he really want one? I thought he did until his outburst in court today.
Well, Andrew, I can't really say what's going on inside of him. I suppose one would have to be an Indian to really know. But whether or not he wants a fair trial isn't the question. That's irrelevant. It's our job to see that he gets one.
You do realize, don't you, that what he said in court today will be publicized everywhere? Tom Lightfoot is a minor celebrity. I assure you, Jared, there is nowhere you can take this case where the emotional climate will be any different.
I think that remains to be seen.
Well, Jared, you want to see justice done. And so do I, but it will have to be dispensed right here in Stockton.
Are you turning my request down?
You give me no real legal grounds to accommodate you.
As you say, this is no court. But tomorrow morning when court does convene, I'm going to make my request again. I want the record to show that you turned my plea down.
Jared.
Good night. Hello, Murphy.
Hi, Jared. I hear you had quite a day. You want a double?
You bet I do. But I'll take a light one instead. I've still got a lot of work to do.
Sorry, Jared.
Looks like I might have to get used to that, Murphy.
My treat, Jared.
Well, thank you, Arthur. I wish you'd be this generous in court.
I'd like to, but it wouldn't be fair to the taxpayers. Wouldn't be doing you any favor either.
Well, I don't know about that.
I do. The best thing that could happen is for you to lose this case. Oh, I meant that. The best thing that could happen is for you to walk off this case right now.
I'm afraid that's not possible, Arthur.
Jared, I hate to lose a case. Defeat keeps me awake nights, turns my food and liquor into ashes, but I don't think I'll get much pleasure out of winning this one at the price of the destruction of a fine young lawyer like you.
Now, don't you worry about me. I'll survive.
Will you? What'll happen to you if Tom Lightfoot's acquitted? Jared, what'll happen if he carries out his threat?
Well, I sure wouldn't expect to win any popularity contests.
Jared.
Arthur, I ran across something I'd almost forgotten about. You remember the Boston Massacre? Lawyer who defended the English? He saw all the judges quit. Saw his family threatened by the mob that took over the city. But he didn't back off. Remember who he was?
Mm-hmm. John Adams.
Of course, I don't expect to become president, but I do expect to get your congratulations.
I think I'll let you buy me a drink now. Jared?
What happened, Nick? I thought you were on your way home with Mother and Audrey.
It was a general idea. We got as far as Cutter's Bridge.
Well, did the buggy break down?
No, the goodwill of our neighbors broke down. They were on the bridge waiting for us, waiting to stone us. And they did, and spooked the horses.
They what?
They stoned us.
Was anybody hurt?
No, it was pure luck. You know something, Jared? I think this is just the beginning.
Where are Mother and Audrey now?
They're over at your office.
Jared, take some deputies with you. See that you get home.
Done to yourself!
think he headed straight for the reservation. Anyway, that's where I'm taking the posse first thing. Now, I thought you two might want to ride along with us.
He'd be crazy to do that. He'd know that'd be the first place we'd look, Fred.
Maybe. The Modoc are his people. Who else would give him protection? Now, I need men. All the men I can get. Men who know him, know his habits. Now, how about it? You gonna ride with us?
I'm sorry, Fred.
Nick?
Yeah. Well, remember, Jared, you told him not to make us choose sides. He wouldn't listen. Come on, Fred. Fred, let's go.
They'll shoot him on sight, won't they?
Not necessarily.
After what he said in court today, they'll never take him alive.
There's still a couple of things I can try. I'm gonna go into town.
Jared, do you think Tom will be there?
No, I agree with Nick. Doesn't matter whether he's in Stockton or not. I want to talk to Ben Watson and Bill Bailey. Be back as soon as I can.
Looks like it's going to be a long night. I'll make some coffee.
Ben said he wasn't going to stay around this town no more. Not with that crazy Modoc on the loose and gunning for him. So he took the 910 to Sacramento.
Thanks, Murphy. I was just coming to see you, Lil.
Well, I gotta find Ben.
You're a little late.
You mean the Modoc?
Oh, no. Ben's left town.
Left town?
That's right. Took the 910 to Sacramento.
You're lying.
Why don't you go ask Murphy?
Oh, Ben wouldn't do that. He wouldn't leave me here to face...
Face who, Lil? Tom Lightfoot? Now, you don't have any reason to be afraid of him, do you? It was Ben and Clem he threatened to kill. Of course, that was before, wasn't it? Before you lied about him in court.
I didn't lie. I told exactly what happened.
Oh, yes, you lied. Tom didn't kill Clem, and you know it.
Listen, leave me alone.
All right, Lil. I'll leave you alone. Of course, you'll probably be dead by morning. I don't see why I should have any sympathy for you. If Tom Lightfoot is after you, he could be anywhere, couldn't he? Now, you think about that. Maybe he's watching us right now, or maybe he's over in your room waiting for you.
I'll get the sheriff. I'll get protection.
The best protection you've got is the truth. Can't you see that? You're safe only if he's safe.
I can't help you.
Tell me what happened in that barn, Lil. You made one mistake, now don't make another. Tell me!
Ben killed Clem. He didn't mean to. He was drunk. Ben and Clem got in a fight.
What about? What about?
Me. But it was Ben's idea to say it was the Modoc. I didn't want to. Honest. I told him, I said, Ben, even if he is only a stinking Indian...
All right, you're coming with me. You're going to spend the night at the ranch.
I get my clothes.
Oh, no, Lil, there isn't time for that. I got to get to that posse before they get to Tom.
What's the matter, Nick?
I don't know. I've been thinking. I don't believe he'd head for the Modoc reservation.
Well, we got to start somewhere.
Well, I think I know a better start. Of course, it'll make us take a 20-minute detour.
Oh, all right, lead on.
All right, let's go.
I'm alone.
It's my father's clothes. I saved them. I guess I always knew it'd come to this.
Your hand, let me see it.
It's all right.
Let me see it.
Jared, Senior?
Nobody sent me. I thought you'd be here, so I came.
Asked me to give myself up.
Yes, before it's too late.
Too late for what? To become a white man?
To stay alive.
I'm alive now for the first time.
You're a wanted man. Sooner or later, they'll catch you.
Maybe. But they're not going to kill me at the end of a rope. Audra, the white man that gets me is going to have to work for it.
What about the white men that want you to live? Men like Jared. He worked so hard for you, and the trial wasn't even over yet.
It was over before it started.
He would have appealed.
Oh, then maybe I can spend the rest of my life in prison instead of being killed on the gallows. Well, no thank you, Audra. And I'm through begging the white man for anything. Now go on home, Audra.
Where will you go?
Look, I can't tell you that. Though you'll be hearing about me. Although I doubt if it's anything you want to put in your scrapbook.
Goodbye.
Tom! Tom Lightfoot! This is Sheriff Madden. If you're in there, come out with your hands up!
You said you keep along!
Tom! This is Nick Barkley. Now we got you surrounded. You haven't got a chance. Give yourself up.
Nick, he's asking for it.
Stop it! Stop it, Tom! You stop it! Please! Stop it! Stop it!
Hey, that was Audra.
Tom! Tom!
Audra, are you all right?
He's alive.
I hope he gets a good look at his blood. Sees that it's the same color as ours.
Audra.
Shh, wake him up.
Oh, I'm awake.
Hey, see, your whispering woke him up. Tom, I've got something for you.
Was it about the Modoc bill?
The Senate passed it and sent it on to the governor for his signature.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Why don't you read the rest of it to her?
Please advise if your friend Thomas Lightfoot would be interested in accepting position as legal counsel on Indian Affairs Board, established on the terms of Modoc reparations law. I'm making this require at the request of governor, who will make appointment immediately upon receiving affirmative reply. Andrew Young, President Pro Tem, California State Senate.
Well, Tom, what do you want me to tell the senator?
Oh, Tom, please say yes. Please.
It's only a step, Tom, a small step. But if this law is going to work, it has to be administered by men who want it to work. Men who want to go on from here to better laws for your people.
What promises do I have to make if I accept this position?
The only ones you have to make are the ones you want to make. To yourself and your people.
All right. I'll try it.
I'll get a telegram off to the senator right away.
Call. My deal, I believe. Not yet. A lot of your IOUs here. They're all perfectly good, I assure you. That's just fine, Hewitt. In that case, you won't mind paying off before you play any more poker.
I hope to win them all back. Save a lot of tiresome trips to the bank, you know.
You've been hoping to win for the past 2 days, but your luck just ain't been up to your expectations. House limit on losers is $500. These vouchers here total up to $650 you owe. Now, you just pay up and you can play all you like after that.
It's most embarrassing, Jessup. I don't carry that amount of money around with me.
In that case, you're in real trouble, Hewitt.
I was about to say that I need some time to telegraph my bank for a letter of credit. Just a day or so.
You've got 3 hours.
But really, Jessup, I can't arrange for the money so soon.
Three hours.
I'll try.
Hewitt. Rough luck you had in there. I was watching. Never saw a man lose with so many good hands.
Oh, well, luck runs hot and cold. When it's cold, nothing seems to help.
But it always can change for the better, can it?
Yes, certainly. As a matter of fact, it usually does. I don't think we've met, Mr.
Jace Timmons. I own the freight line here in town.
Edward Winfield Hewitt.
Hewitt, if you don't mind my butting in, let me give you a little advice. Don't wait too long to pay Jessup. When it comes to money owed him, he's got less patience than a stuck bull. Best you pay up quick.
But I have to wire San Francisco for the money.
I don't know. That kind of thing is liable to take time. Maybe more than 3 hours.
I can't understand why he's in such a hurry.
Might be he doesn't think there is any money in San Francisco. You do have the money, don't you?
You don't suppose I'd dream of sitting down to a game of cards unless I had adequate funds. What do you think I am?
I didn't mean anything by it. But to keep your playing cash in San Francisco. Well, as long as you can pay off, it's all right, I guess.
If there should be some little difficulty in obtaining the money.
Well, people who tangle with Jessup wind up dead. Tell you what, Hewitt. If you have any trouble at all getting the money, you come see me. I might have a job for you. It'd pay $800.
What sort of job pays all that money?
Special job. Unless you definitely wanted it, I couldn't give you the details. You understand, it's pretty important. But if you did take it, I could get Jessup to let you off the string. Guarantee him payment when you complete the job. Are you interested, Hewitt?
Well, I'm not sure. That fellow who followed me out of the saloon.
John Clay, Jessup's hired enforcer. I wouldn't push that deadline too close, Hewitt. Clay has been known to kill a man and bring his gold fillings back to Jessup to pay off a debt. Well, if you want the job, you can find me at my office or at the saloon.
Thanks.
Nick and Heath. They're going to be delayed in Denver a little while. What's all this? For the Indian school?
Mm-hmm. They've been under quarantine for weeks. No one wants to go near them. And they need food, medicine, just about everything.
Measles. A simple little thing like measles.
Can make a lot of trouble.
Everything is all ready, Mrs. Barkley. You sure you don't want me to go along with you?
Silas, you have more than enough to do around here. Besides, who would look after Mr. Jared?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, wait a minute. You're not going alone.
I always have.
Look, why don't you let me get a continuation on the Taylor case? I'll go with you.
There's no need for that.
Well, then take a ranch hand.
With spring branding going on? Jared, I don't need a bodyguard. I don't want one. I'm only going to the Indian village.
Yes, I know.
I know that country like I know my own name. If I take a few shortcuts, I'll be there by tomorrow afternoon. I'll send you a telegram when I arrive.
Well, all right, but be careful, will you?
Oh, don't worry. I've had the measles.
Who is it?
Desk clerk, Mr. Hewitt.
I made up your bill, Mr. Hewitt.
I have no intention of leaving at the moment.
Begging your pardon, Mr. Hewitt, but word is out around town that you owe Troy Jessup. Maybe you can't get the money. This bill is for $22. If you just pay up...
I'll pay when I leave and not before.
Mr. Hewitt, I don't want to have to ask the undertaker for this $22 out of your last possession.
Get out! Late. I was on my way to the bank to see if the money had arrived.
I didn't see you send a wire.
It's conceivable you don't see everything.
Maybe. You taking that money out in pennies?
That is none of your business.
But not yet. You got about an hour. Then I'll see you.
I'll take the job.
Well, there it is. All you have to do is to get it up to the Miwok village by nightfall Wednesday.
But if it's so simple, why is it a special job? You're a freighter, one of your own drivers could do it.
That's right. If it wasn't illegal to sell liquor to the Indians, my freight line is a legal business.
Seems a great deal of risk for a very little profit.
Not if they let us come in and mine their lands. There are traces of silver up there. It's worth the risk for that kind of payment.
Why do you ask me to drive for you?
Because the only man who would take this kind of job is somebody who needs it. And you need it. Over $600 worth.
That's true enough. Those poor Indians, they have so little to begin with. To turn this over to them for a few hours of alcoholic joy, to say nothing of a bad headache.
Now look, you're in this now, Hewitt. I put Jessup off for 4 days. That'll give you time to get up there and make delivery and come back here. If you don't do it, you're dead. Now, what do you want it to be?
Terribly generous of you to offer me an alternative when you know there isn't one. As I said earlier, I'll do the job.
Have you ever driven a 4-up before?
No, but I can handle it.
All right. You leave in the morning.
About the money.
Your debt with Jessup will be paid when you deliver the cargo, and you'll get your money then, too.
But I need some money now, my hotel bill.
How much?
$12 will do.
wonder if you would help me. I'm on my way to Stantonville and my wagon broke an axle. Are you going that far?
Well, I'm going in that direction, yes.
Well, I'm Victoria Barkley. Now, if I could just get there, I could hire another rig and send someone back for mine.
So you're Mrs. Barkley, of the Stockton Barkleys?
Yes, I am.
Ah, well, I am going to Stantonville, and I'd be happy to have your company.
Oh, thank you. I wonder if you'd be kind enough to help me with all my boxes.
Oh, by all means. New team, they just don't seem to want to stand still.
Well, sometimes it takes a while for them to know what you want of them.
Yes, I suppose so. Why, what's all this?
Oh, supplies for the Indian school.
Well, I would have thought they'd got regular supplies from the outside.
Oh, they do when they're not under quarantine for measles. None of the freighters want to go up there.
Measles? That's not dangerous.
Oh, not for you or for me. But the Indians have never had it before. It's reached almost an epidemic, and some people are frightened of it. Maybe you didn't know it when you stopped. But you'll be helping a lot of sick children.
I met your charge d'affaires some years ago at court. Gracious gentleman and connoisseur. He agreed with me that walking down the Mall on a Sunday afternoon was one of life's greatest pleasures.
My daughter felt the same way about it. She spent a lot of time in London when she went to Europe.
Ah, that'd be young Audra, wouldn't it?
Yes, how did you know?
Mrs. Barkley, I must confess to being a great admirer of your family. Your husband and yourself have built a position here out of nothing. It's something I want to do, have to do. I suppose I should have made my mark in this country years ago. But as the third son, I inherited no estate or title. But there was a considerable sum of money which I decided to invest in a cattle ranch in Wyoming.
What happened?
My present state is the result of that investment. I rather unwisely allowed agents to handle the arrangements whilst I lived the life of a gentleman rancher in London. After a while, I began to realize that the reports I was receiving were not only evasive and unsatisfactory, but also rather few. So I decided to take the last of my inheritance and come to Wyoming to see the ranch.
And they had never heard of you.
Quite correct. The property existed only on paper. I imagine those two agents are living rather well off somewhere now. And here I am driving a freight wagon.
I'm sorry. But perhaps this will be a new beginning for you.
Get up. Let's get moving.
Mr. Hewitt, when was the last time you rested the horses? They seem rather tired.
Well, I thought I'd make it to Simpson's Wells before I stopped.
Do you mean to tell me you haven't rested them since you started?
No, I have a schedule to meet.
I suggest you pull over there right now.
You're right, of course.
I have some sandwiches here. Would you care to join me?
Oh, I'd be delighted. I'll see to the team first.
Mr. Hewitt. Mr. Hewitt.
I suppose it's obvious to you that this is the first time I've ever done this kind of work.
Only a small cut. You'll be all right.
What's wrong, Mrs. Barclay?
You told me you were hauling farm tools for the My Walk Village. Now, since when do farm tools come in whiskey bottles?
Who gave you permission to go snooping around?
I was looking for water for you. How can you do this? Do you know what that poison cost them in more than money?
Now, just a minute, Mrs. Barclay. I'm not selling them that liquor. I'm just the driver. That's what I'm paid.
That makes you just as guilty and just as dirty.
Well, man has to find some way of earning a living.
A man has to have some honor, too.
I think you'll find, Mrs. Barclay, that necessity often negates honor. And absolute necessity does away with ethics.
Does a freight driver's pay mean that much to you?
In this instance, yes. You object to what I'm doing, and I understand your point of view. But looking at it practically, you have no way to move your precious goods except with my illegal cargo. Necessity over honor, Mrs. Barclay.
Mr. Heath, it's good to see you back.
Good to be back, Silas.
Where's Mr. Nick? Didn't he come along with you?
Oh, he had some business to take care of.
Well, he's sure's going to miss a good dinner tonight.
Well, I'd say that serves him about right, huh?
Here, I'll tend your horse for you.
All right, Silas, thank you.
Well, it's about time you got back. Where's Nick?
He had some special business with the cattle buyer.
What's so special about selling off a few yearlings?
Well, there was a cattle buyer that interested Nick.
Cattle buyer? Nick knows a lot of cattle buyers.
Not one like T.A. Holcomb.
T.A. Holcomb? What's so special about him?
Well, in a few short words, tall, blonde, and beautiful. First lady cattle buyer I ever saw.
T.A. Holcomb is a lady?
Teresa Ann.
Well, where's Nick now?
Well, about as near as I can figure, halfway to Cheyenne. That's where she was heading. Where's Mother?
The measles broke out over at the Indian school. It's almost epidemic. Dr. Cortina needed some supplies, so she took them over.
Who went with her?
Nobody. She went alone.
She say when she'd get there?
Well, she should get there by tonight. She'll wire us when she arrives. Now, listen, you don't really think Nick would go to Cheyenne, do you?
Jared, you haven't seen T.A. Holcomb.
What are you going to do?
About what?
This.
What do you expect me to do?
As a lady of integrity and honor, I assume you'll march up to the local constabulary and turn me in.
Good guess, good guess.
Mrs. Barclay, won't you take into consideration the fact that I'm helping you accomplish your errand of mercy?
And canceling it out with this cargo of whiskey.
Can't you understand my position at all?
No.
You regard yourself as an angel of mercy, don't you? Helping the sick and the poor. And the righteous handmaiden of justice, too. Just turn me in and don't even try to understand that I'm only doing what I have to do.
Reporting this to the marshal is what I have to do.
I can't let you do that.
Well, I was wondering when you were going to get around to that. Well, how are you going to do it? Shoot me? There's a good place for it over there. They wouldn't find my body for quite some time. That is, if you're brave enough to kill a woman.
Mrs. Barclay, please, I had no such thought. But you must admit it'd be foolish of me to drop you at the door of the Stantonville jail so you can turn me in. No, you're getting off here. You'll be safe enough. And it's a long walk to Stantonville. I'll be long gone before you arrive. And your supplies are getting off here, too. Your horses I'll leave at the livery stable in town. Mrs. Barclay, I don't want to have to do this at gunpoint. Please get down.
fancy gambler get off on time?
Yep. He was all anxious to go. Didn't ask too many questions.
That man just hopped every which way we wanted him to. Wasn't a bad sort. Couldn't play poker worth a nickel.
Sure had class. Too bad. He'll probably be dead by nightfall. I hope somebody buries him decent.
Oh, it's you. I seem to be having little difficulty.
What happened?
I'm not sure. I tried to pick up a little speed, but the team got away from me. I tried to stop them, but one of the horses stumbled and the wagon slewed around. The details are a bit hazy, but this is the result. You never run into that kind of trouble, do you?
I'm willing to make a deal with you for some consideration in return.
Such as?
A ride to Stantonville for me and my supplies that you dropped off on the trail back there.
On the same terms as before?
Uh-huh.
I'm afraid not, Mrs. Barclay. But I'll make you a counteroffer. I'll drop you close to Stantonville and you can walk in. That'll give me time to deliver the cargo. Deal?
I'd make a deal with the devil himself if it will get those supplies to those children. You're on, Hewitt.
It's all yours.
Well, did you see the wagon?
Yep. Down the same old road as always. Well, that old Timmons fella just never learns, do he?
You know, he's turning out to be our benefactor. If I was a religious man, I'd offer up a prayer for his continued good health.
I tell you one thing, boy. That old driver he hired, you don't seem too smart neither. Boy, he acts like he'd never seen a team of horses before in his life. Shoot, he had him so fouled up there once, thought he was going to be there next Tuesday.
Well, maybe you should have given him a hand. Might have saved some time.
Well, I might have done just that. But this woman started helping him.
You say there was a woman with him?
That's right. Picked her up on a trail. Her rig broke down. Real pretty woman, too.
Anything that wears a skirt looks good to you.
In fact, I got so close to her one time that I almost smelled her perfume. Which reminds me, Lloyd, when are we getting back to a town again?
Just as soon as we take that shipment and sell it to the Paiutes across the line in Nevada.
Well, now, how much money do you think we're going to make?
More than enough to last for the next few months, anyway.
Hey, what you say we hit old Carson City again? Well, I like them old girls down there a lot.
Sure you did. And what did they think of your big, ugly face?
Now, Tajin, them girls treated me real nice. So you just better shut up.
Any man with money in his pocket is a handsome man to them.
That's right, Cajun. Nobody knows that any better than you do.
blanket under the seat if you're cold.
I'm quite comfortable, thank you. Take that road straight ahead. It's a shortcut.
Where does it lead to?
Oh, don't worry. It doesn't go anywhere near civilization. It's just a little old ghost town.
Thanks. I hope that didn't strain your ethics too much.
Worry about your own ethics. That is, if you have any left.
Oh, I think one or two survive. Childhood training, you know. God and country, mother, women and children first.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can drop the last two. This liquor of yours will hurt even them.
I've told you before, it is not my liquor. I'm only the driver.
And that makes you as innocent as a typhoid carrier.
Well, I'm glad we stopped here. A bit shelter, but actually a real stove.
Did you feed the horses?
Yes. If you're hungry, you'll want something hot. Well, it would turn out better, of course, if all the ingredients were fresh, but this should be all right. Took me some time to realize that good food west of the Mississippi is as rare as the dodo bird. So I always carry a few things of my own. Interesting hobby, actually. I can't exactly call this gourmet cooking. More like survival stew a la Hewitt. But it'll taste all right. Mrs. Barclay, circumstances have put me in the position where I have to deliver that wagon. Now then, if you hadn't known what the cargo was, would you still hate me?
The point is, I do know, and what you're doing is wrong.
Whereas you've never done anything wrong, I suppose. Such as condemning me without knowing why I'm doing it. Such as not admitting that I'm helping you deliver your cargo. I'm not really a blackguard, Mrs. Barclay.
Look, we're both going in the same direction, and we need each other to get where we're going, and that is all we have in common.
I consider that a great concession on your part.
Well, don't. We may both have cargo on the same wagon, but mine is going to save lives. Yours will destroy them.
You know, the difference between us is, whereas I know how to bend to necessity, you'd never even consider it. Ow!
Are you all right?
Is that an academic question, or do you really care?
I don't like to see anybody hurt.
Well, there's no major damage, just a little scorching. Here we are.
I'm not hungry.
You're a poor liar. You haven't had a thing to eat all day.
I still have some sandwiches left.
Which are now stale. Mrs. Barclay, would you please let me have my own way for once?
Well, I'll say one thing, Mr. Hewitt. If you would confine your activities to cooking, you'd be a lot better off in this world. How many others knew about that shipment?
I don't know. Obviously, those thieves did. Well, what do we do now?
There are 2 loose horses out there.
You're not going out by yourself for them.
Do you think you could help me catch them?
I'll try.
Let's go.
Hey, here are some tracks.
No, No, those weren't made by my horses. Those were made when the ground was wet. Some riders must have passed through here about a week ago. Now see, those over there. Now they're fresh, and they come in from the right direction.
How did you learn to track?
Oh, you learn a lot of things out here when you have to. Come on. There they are. Now, I'm going to approach them from this side. Do you think you could go around in back of them and be ready to turn them back if they run away from me?
Oh, I think so.
Uh-huh. Easy, boy. Easy, Sandy. Oh, boy. Ooh. Oh. Easy, boy. Easy. Easy now. Oh! Mr. Hewitt, is there anything else you don't know how to do?
I don't know. I seem to keep on discovering new ones. I think perhaps I better stay rooted to this spot.
Oh, please. Please do. Easy, Sandy. All right, boy. Easy now. Easy, steady. Steady, boy. Whoa, boy, whoa, boy. Whoa, whoa. Easy, boy. Easy, boy. Easy, boy. There. Good boy.
No trouble at all.
Where did you get those saddles?
Found them in the livery stable.
And where do you think you're going?
I am going after my cargo, and you are going home.
You mean it's still that important to you?
My life's important to me, such as it is. Now, I'm not very good at things, Mrs. Barclay. Among my other faults, I don't play poker very well. I wound up owing far too much money to the wrong sort of people. Frankly, unless I deliver that cargo of liquor at the specified point tomorrow, they'll hunt me down and shoot me.
Well, if you run now, how could they find you?
Maybe they won't, but I'm not taking any chances with my life. I'm going to get that cargo back. And you're not coming with me.
Mr. Hewitt, I am absolutely convinced you can't do this alone. Now, what stops your wagon stops my supplies from getting to those children.
But you can get other supplies in Stantonville.
Not the medicine. I'm going with you.
Is that it?
No, this is from Sacramento.
Well, you sent our wire out over an hour ago. It should be in.
Now, Jared, you know as well as I do, it's more than 5 miles from Stantonville out to the Indian school. Somebody had to ride out there with it and then ride back in with your answer, and that takes time.
Well, somebody in Stantonville might have seen it drive in.
Yeah, but your wire wasn't addressed to somebody in Stantonville. Wait a minute. Here it comes now.
Well, what's it saying?
Yeah. She never arrived at the school. Dr. Cortina checked Stantonville. Nobody there has seen her.
We'd better take a ride out there.
Let's go.
Wrong time of the year for a storm.
No little downpour is gonna dampen my spirit.
We got cause to celebrate.
Well, now, might be some money in here.
Medicine bottles.
Well, we might be able to sell those someplace. What about the rest of the stuff?
Don't waste nothing, do you, Lloyd?
Huh? Look at that. How about that, huh?
Maybe you'll find a buyer for those too, huh?
Look at that. Woo, boy.
Never mind those Samuels. The liquor is what we're after.
The wagon came this way, all right.
Wish this storm would break and have done with it.
No, the rain would wash the tracks away. We might never find that wagon again. Let's go. Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Where are the horses?
In those trees, I think. That's the only place they could have tethered them. I have an idea. It's tricky, and we'll only get one chance at it. But I think it's worth it. Come on.
The horses are loose. The thunder must have spooked them. Come on.
Come on, let's go.
Get over! I'll get the saddle. You get the harness back of the wagon. Get over! Come on, get over!
You better get back to camp
And keep an eye on that wagon.
Ain't nobody gonna bother that wagon. We gotta get them horses back.
Would you shut up and you get back there? It's gonna take a while to get them horses. I don't want that wagon standing alone. Look, go on and get back there. Come on, Cajun.
I'll get the medicine.
Hold it!
Are we gonna get us back that wagon, lady?
Good luck.
As soon as we get our horses, we're gonna catch up with him. And that's for sure. Ain't nobody gonna rob us and get away with it.
Rob? Rob. Now that's a funny word for you to use.
That might be, lady. But having is on it. And we ain't lost us a shipment yet. Well, now, wait a minute. We just might not have to go after him after all. He's got our cargo, but we got you. He'll be back.
No. No, I don't think so. You see, my friend has a wide yellow streak down his back. And he wants that wagon even more than you do.
Well, now. You mean he'd leave you here all by yourself?
I'm of no value to him.
Pretty little lady like you. Now, lady, where'd you? Especially when you smell so good. Now, you see what you made me do?
I thought you'd gone.
So did I, but I couldn't leave without you or your medicines. The wagon's just down here.
We can't go much further in this rain.
You think we've lost them?
Well, they haven't got a trail to follow.
I guess not, but I hate to stop now.
If one of those horses stumbles or steps into a hole, we may be stopped here permanently.
You're right, of course. As always. Whoa!
I haven't thanked you for coming back for me.
Oh, I suppose I'm not without a trace of morality.
Mr. Hewitt, do you suppose if you contacted your family in England that you could maybe arrange for a small loan that you would repay? Well, in that way, you could start all over again. Pride is a wonderful thing to have, but it can blind you, too.
I have no pride. Pride, no family, no money, none of the things we spoke of. Only wish I had, only wish I was a real gentleman. Most I've ever been is a gentleman's gentleman, a valet, Mrs. Barclay, someone's servant. Oh, of course, the education was excellent, but I was always someone else's man. Thought perhaps I might be able to stand on my own here in this country, but seems I've been an outlandish failure.
Well, it doesn't have to be that way.
Well, I've not been very successful in changing it so far, have I?
Yes, I'll have to admit to that. But you could change by getting rid of this liquor.
I'll be glad to oblige Mrs. Barclay, but you're asking too much.
Mr. Hewitt.
Mrs. Barclay, we've been through this. Don't see in me what doesn't exist.
You came back for me, and that took courage.
And a larger measure of cowardice. I didn't think I could make it without you. I'm sorry.
So am I, Mr. Hewitt.
How much further is it?
Oh, 2 miles or so.
It'll be the longest 2 miles ever traveled.
Get those horses moving! Faster, Mr. Hewitt, faster!
I'm doing the best I can. This is...
Keep those horses straight! You'll turn us over!
I'm trying to, Mrs. Barclay.
Faster, Mr. Hewitt!
We got all three of them, all three of them.
Good.
Yeah. Your cargo looks all right. How about mine?
Thank God.
Strange.
What?
The odor.
Mr. Hewitt.
Now, Mrs. Barclay, it won't taint you. It's the purest spring water I've ever tasted.
Water?
Nothing but water. Why?
Well, that outlaw said that they had stolen other shipments.
Yes, but if they'd stolen this one, they'd have got nothing but water. You know, Mrs. Barclay, I have an idea I've been taken for a fool. I was forced into accepting this job. I was made to take a specific route, probably one the outlaws knew already.
So that the other cargo could go safely through on another route.
Duped. No, worse than that. I think I can safely say I'm the complete pigeon.
There is one thing. A cargo of water isn't illegal.
No, but it isn't worth anything either. You know, I have a feeling I wasn't supposed to survive this trip. And if I'd gone back for the money, I probably wouldn't have survived that either. Not only am I a fool, but I'm a profitless fool into the bargain. I'll take you to the Indian village if you like.
Oh, I'd like that very much, Mr. Hewitt. There is one thing, however. If you don't mind, I'll drive.
I don't mind at all.
Mother, where the devil have you been?
To the Indian village. And you'll be happy to know that the quarantine is almost lifted. Everything is fine now.
What happened? We found your rig on the trail back there.
Well, it's a long story. Oh, by the way, this is Mr. Hewitt. My sons Jared and Heath.
Gentlemen.
I've invited Mr. Hewitt to be our guest at the ranch, and he's accepted, provided he can cook dinner for us.
Cook dinner?
Oh, he's a genius at gourmet cooking. In fact, there may even be a future in it for him.
You mentioned a long story.
Yeah, but first, gentlemen, there's one thing I think I ought to tell you about your mother which you may not know. She's a totally remarkable and absolutely magnificent woman.
We knew that a long time ago.
Well, I didn't. Not until recently. I shall do my best to prove myself worthy of your friendship.
Well, you already have that, Mr. Hewitt.
Go on, wait up there.
Boy, you know who I am?
I know who you are. You're Gabe Simmons.
Mr. Simmons will do. Now, you know that I'm the man that put up the $5,000 reward that put you in here?
Oh, I know that, Mr. Simmons. I've just been praying to the good Lord every night that I get a chance to pay you back.
Well, now, I admire a man with spirit. No hard feelings, Jimmy. But when a man comes into my territory, into my town...
I know it's your town, Mr. Simmons. I didn't know you bought the whole country.
When a man comes into my territory robbing my banks, well, that's bad for business, Jimmy. And what's bad for business is bad business for me. Now, do you understand?
You wake me up in the middle of the night to tell me that I'm bad for your business, Mr. Simmons?
You've been an enemy, boy, an enemy of the people. Now, how would you like to wipe the slate clean? Do something for the people.
I'm doing something for the people. I'm giving them the pleasure of seeing me hang.
Well, do this thing, and maybe the people in their gratitude won't want that pleasure. Now, how'd you like to have a retrial, Jimmy? How'd you like to have a jury, my jury, bring in a verdict of innocent this time? Now, boy, I'm offering you your life back. Jimmy, how many men you killed?
Oh, I don't know. 6, 7, maybe.
10, 11, maybe?
That I could remember.
Well, then you wouldn't mind killing one more, would you?
Oh, I'd be obliged, but under the circumstances, I think that takes some doing.
Well, we'd release you to do the job. You see, you'd have a perfect alibi, Jim. He was sitting here in the jailhouse waiting to get hanged while the murder was committed.
Easy, Matt. Come on. Now you get right home for supper, or your daughter's going to be awful put out with you. Come on.
Got a room for the night?
You'll have to settle for the whiskey. Town's been full up since early this morning. Big day tomorrow. Will Oakley's coming home.
How far is Hazleton?
Oh, about good 3 hours. Hey, if you got a bedroll, why don't you pick a nice soft spot outside of town and sack down? Start fresh in the morning.
Not a bad idea. How much?
$50.
Sign says 10 cents.
Supply and demand. Tomorrow's a holiday. Everything's gone up. Why don't you come back tomorrow for the big parade?
Don't know that I can afford it.
Good night for you, dear horse. Oh, last night, night before, sing bye, little holiday, and a few drinks. Night before, and Polly, little.
Oh, Paul. Come on, Paul.
I'm all right.
Oh, let me help. Come on.
I said I was. Oh, see, look what you done.
Oh, lie there all night for all I care. Find yourself a hole and bury yourself.
Here,
Oh, Paul. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Nice-looking animal.
Yeah. Now, Jimmy, stay out of sight until it's time, here? Go on now, move out now, go on. Boy, you know who we want? Will Oakley. Will, you hear that?
Don't shoot, men. I'll go quietly. Gabe, you old son of a gun.
Yeah. Now, Will, you still know how to ride a horse?
Still spot you 50 yards and wind up looking back at you.
Well, now, I'm going to call you bluff, Will. I brought a horse out for you. Boy, bring that animal out.
Ooh.
Which one of his legs is busted?
Now, the mayor says it's undignified for a United States congressman to ride horseback.
That's the way I rode out 18 years ago.
That's what I told the man. Oh, Will, them things on the side of the horse, they're called stirrups. You're supposed to put your feet in them. Old fella, you want me to help you up on that horse? Now, look at him. Boy, he's in pretty good shape for an old fella.
Now I'm home.
Not yet, you ain't, Will. Have a cigar.
Well, that does complete the picture, all right. Good seeing you, Gabe.
Good seeing you too, Will.
Thought there might be, well, a little residue of hard feelings.
You mean because of that bill that you've been trying to get through?
I understand you were interested in that acreage.
Well, that's 1,000 acres of oil-rich land. Anybody be interested, Will.
It's government property, Gabe. It'd be a crime to sell it to you at any price, much less for what you're offering.
Well, you can't blame a man for trying, now can you?
After I introduce my bill and after it passes, you won't be able to touch that land at any price, no matter how hard you try.
Now, Will, I'll fight you with everything I got. But if that bill gets passed... Well, look, now, let me put it this way. What is $1 million or so against our friendship?
Oh, my God!
Will! Will!
Up there, look, on the ridge.
Will, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Will. Will, I promise you, whoever he is, wherever he goes, we'll find him and make him pay. Now, driver, you take the congressman back into town.
What you doing here?
Camped here last night, a little ways back.
What's your name?
Heath Barkley.
Let me see your rifle. Now, where you from?
Stockton? What's this all about?
I'll ask the questions. You say you spent all last night camping here, huh?
That's right.
Doesn't smell like it's been fired recently. Sure ain't the horse we saw neither.
Killer could have got rid of the gun, changed horses.
Killer?
You think we're out riding for exercise, boy? About an hour ago, somebody shot and killed Congressman Will Oakley.
Riding a black and white Pinto.
I saw the man you're looking for a little while ago.
Well, did you now?
You saw the man that killed Will Oakley?
Saw a fellow named Jimmy Sweetwater riding a black and white Pinto.
Who?
Jimmy Sweetwater.
Gabe, he's drunk.
Take it easy,
Yeah, but
Dan.
Gabe, look, I mean, he's
Take it
crazy.
easy,
Now, he had
Dan.
to kill.
Now, boy, how do you know that the man that you saw was Jimmy Sweetwater?
It was him. I've tangled with him before.
Now, son, you made a mistake. Don't run it into the ground. Jimmy Sweetwater's in our jail, has been for the past 3 weeks.
Well, I don't know what kind of jail you got, but I'd check it again.
All right. All right, maybe he got a point. Maybe he broke jail. Which way was he heading?
Back towards town?
Well, now, that makes very good sense, doesn't it? Jimmy broke out of the jail, found him a horse somewhere, and then instead of running for the border, stops long enough to shoot and kill Will Oakley, and then heads back to Pinewood and to the jailhouse.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Dollar, get your 10 when we get back into town, we're going to find that he's escaped right back into that cell.
Now, boy, we don't have anything to hold you on, not yet. But there'll be other posses forming. Some official, some not so official. You tell that crazy story about seeing Jimmy Sweetwater to them. Well, maybe their sense of humor is not as sharp as ours. Boy, I believe it'll be in your best interests if we don't ever set eyes on you again. Come on, Sheriff, move out.
Howdy. Come to join the posse?
Posse?
Marshall's rounding up a posse, help out the one in Pinewood. Find the man killed Will Oakley.
Nick Barkley checked in.
This arrived this morning. He's going to be late. Oh, Josh sprung her right over the minute it got here. Like I was saying, old Josh sprung her right over. Always tip him a dime. Worth it, don't you think? Like your room now?
As soon as I get my horse stabled.
Boys, I want to thank you, but I won't be needing you now. I just got a wire from Pinewood saying that they caught the fellow that shot Will Oakley dead.
Who done it, Marshal?
Oh, some fellow named Matt Carson.
Marshal, this Matt Carson, do you know what he looks like?
I never laid eyes on him. They told me some kind of an old drunk. It's a rotten thing when some drunken clown
Getting tired of being nice to you, Matt. Now, we know you did it, and we know why.
I didn't, I swear.
Matt, a dozen people saw you.
Saw me?
Saw your horse. Now, that was your horse, wasn't it?
My horse?
A black and white Pinto. And this rifle, the murder weapon, this is yours too now, isn't it?
Mine?
It's got your initials carved right in the stock. Now, that is your mark, is it not? Oh, come on, Matt. Make it easy on yourself. Get it off your conscience. We don't need it. We got plenty of evidence. But for your own sake, confess. Now, man, I could beat it out of you. That's what everybody's expecting. But why make it hard on yourself? Come on, man.
You can beat me. You can kill me. But that's not going to change anything. I didn't murder Will Oakley.
How they treating you, Matt?
No complaint?
There won't be any either, I promise you. You know I keep my promises. And Matt, I came here to help you, protect you, see that justice is done. Matt, I want you to tell us everything. I want you to tell us everything that happened.
I don't remember. I just don't remember.
You mean it was all kind of hazy?
Yes, that's it.
Well, we can understand that, can't we, Sheriff? I mean, you've been planning this thing for such a long time.
I've been planning?
To kill Will Oakley.
No.
Now, Matt, I heard you threaten Will myself.
Well, that was just... I drank. Too much, maybe. Everyone knows how I drink. When I drank, oh, maybe I brag a little. You see, Will Oakley did me dirt once. It was a business deal. But that was years ago.
Yeah, it was years ago, Matt, but you ain't never forgotten it, have you? Especially since Will Oakley went on to become a United States congressman, and you... Well, we all know what happened to you, don't we, Matt? Now, you had the motive, you had the rifle, and you had the horse.
I didn't kill him, I swear.
You swear you don't remember killing him. I mean, it was all hazy. That's what you swear to, and that's what we believe, don't we, Sheriff? Yes, we do, Matt. I mean, you were drinking. You were drunk. You can't recall your actions. You can't recall taking your rifle.
No.
Loading it.
No.
Riding up to the ridge and waiting. Waiting for Will Oakley to make himself a good target. Now, I mean, you knew that we planned to stop the stagecoach.
No.
You knew it. Everybody in town knew it, and you knew it best of all. Now, Matty, you just can't seem to remember. Sheriff, I thought we decided that we were going to help Matt to remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right.
Well, read it, Matt. Maybe to help you to remember.
Yeah, I wrote it out for you. Just the way I figured it happened. The only way it could happen.
Now, if there's anything you want corrected in there, the sheriff would be glad to oblige. Now, wouldn't you, Sheriff? If not, just go ahead and sign it.
On the morning of October 16, I, Matthew Carson, being in full control. I'm sorry.
I'll read it for you. Being in full control of my senses and
faculties.
Yeah, that's right, faculties. I did lay in ambush and did finally deliver the fatal shots which killed Congressman Willard Oakley.
No.
No, hold it, Sheriff. Now, he's right, Sheriff. No, Matt, believe me, I had no part in writing that confession. Now, you should be ashamed of yourself, Dan. You know better to do a stupid thing like that. Hand me that paper. Thank you. Go on and get me a pen. And some ink. control of my senses and faculty. Well, that's it. There it is. That's the lie. He was drunk. He did it. He did it while he was dead drunk. Drunk out of his mind. Isn't that right, Matt?
Drunk? Yes. Yes, I was drunk, but I...
Crazy drunk. Don't you see, Matt? It's a defense. You didn't know what you were doing. You were not responsible for your actions.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Now, shame on you, Sheriff. The Lord saith, vengeance is mine. He staked out that territory for himself. Here, all we hope to see is that justice is done. And justice isn't hanging a man who kills while he's under the influence of alcohol. It's unfortunate. But it sure as heck ain't murder. There now. Matt, I don't think there's anything in there that you can't sign. Matt, what I did was I crossed out the words in full control of my senses and faculties. And I wrote, while under the paralyzing effect of intoxicating beverages. Now, you can sign that, Matt. Matt, a whole battery of Philadelphia lawyers couldn't give you a better defense than I just give you. Go on and sign it. Oh, Sheriff. Sheriff, why don't you give something for Matt to lean on? Like that Bible over there. That Bible will do just fine. Thank you. Go ahead and sign it, Matt.
About my seeing Jimmy Sweetwater this morning.
I thought we laid that ghost to rest, boy.
Well, I thought so, too.
But you had to come back here and make certain, didn't you? Could it be? No, it's crazy. Still no. Sheriff, when was the last time you checked back there?
Checked?
The cell block to see whether Jimmy was still there. Not since early morning, I'll bet. And surely not since then. We did have other more important things on our mind, didn't we? Like running down the man that killed Will Oakley. Well, now, that's out the way. Maybe we owe it to ourselves to see whether our Jimmy boy's flown the coop. Yeah? Come on, boy. Hey, Jimmy. Is that the man you saw? Go on, try the door. Daniel here may have forgot to lock it. How about the window? Jimmy, you've been flying out of there and then flying right back in? Now, boy, I asked you a question. Is that the man you saw?
He sure looks like him. But I don't see any wings, so Jimmy sure as heck didn't fly out of here. Leaving just one possibility.
Like what?
Like maybe I ought to have my eyes checked.
Now you send me the bill. You come out of your way to serve the cause of justice, and I appreciate that. About a week or so ago, I thought I saw an old aunt of mine, been dead and buried 5 years now. Mind plays funny tricks. Eyes go along with it. Maybe seeing ain't believing.
I said maybe I ought to have my eyes checked. But even if I was certified stone blind, I'd still swear it wasn't him. All sold out?
No, sir. In case you haven't heard, we had a tragedy around here. Will Oakley was killed. No place in town serving anything till after the funeral.
Fair enough. How about some of that coffee?
Hey, weren't you in here the other day?
Yeah, I took your advice. Camped outside of town.
Yeah, there was going to be a big parade, all kinds of doings. This place would have been busting with business. Well, I'd have sold more whiskey in 2 hours. No, that's not the important thing. Will Oakley was a great man. He'd have been even greater, except for a stupid old man with a grudge. They'll hang Matt Carson for what he did, but that won't make things even.
This Matt Carson, does he have a family?
Yeah, just his daughter. You can't blame her for Matt, and I feel sorry for her. She's going to be awful lonely out there alone.
Where's that?
Old Carson place, by the bridge.
That's out on the North Road, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
How much for the coffee?
Oh, it's on the house today. You're not thinking of going out there, are you?
What?
I don't advise it. It might look like you were being friendly. Now, this town won't take to that.
Thanks for the coffee. Anybody home? Wait, I just want to talk to you about your father. It's important. May I come in? My name's Heath Barkley. Look, you don't want to talk to me. You just say the word and I'll go now, you hear? Soup smells good. Mind if I sit? Tell you something else about that soup. You, offer me a plateful, I won't say no. But it tastes even better than it smells.
I'm sorry there's nothing to go with it. My father, he was going to bring back a loaf of bread. I usually bake my own. The past few days, I've been so busy at the store. I work over at the general store for Mr. Crowder. Well, we've been taking inventory and... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just babbling on while my father is...
That's all right.
I still can't believe it. Pa, a murderer. Anything else. Every day I expect to hear that he fell down a mine shaft or fell off his horse and broke his neck or walked into a burning building and didn't even feel the heat until it was too late. Anything else. If you tell me he drowned in his own glass of whiskey, I'd believe it. But that he'd take a rifle, lie in ambush to murder Will Oakley? Oh, no. To anyone who knows my father, no.
They say your father had a grudge against Will Oakley.
My father had a grudge against the world. Before my mother died, he blamed her for all his troubles. If only he hadn't been tied down with a wife and a daughter, he could have gone out and licked the world. Somewhere years ago, he He just took the wrong turn in life, and he's been blaming others for it ever since. But Mr. Barkley, he's not a murderer.
They say the man who did it was riding your father's horse.
I don't doubt that.
Used your father's rifle.
Probably.
Ma'am, that's mighty powerful evidence.
Is it? There are at least 3 dozen people around here that could tell you how easy it would be to steal my father's horse and his rifle. In fact, half the time he's so drunk he could steal his pants without him knowing it.
Well, if it's any comfort, I think he's innocent too.
2. You're a stranger here. You've never been met my father.
I've seen him a couple of times.
And despite all the evidence, you know he's innocent.
Well, there's more to it than that. I didn't say I knew he was innocent.
You're working for him.
Him?
Him. Mr. Gabe Simmons. You know who I'm talking about. He sent you here.
Nobody sent me here.
Well, if he did, you can go back and you can tell him that whatever I know, there's nothing I can prove. I was at work when it happened. I can't prove that my father wasn't up there waiting to kill Will Oakley. I can't prove he didn't fire those shots. And if I could, I don't think I'd try. So if you're working for Gabe Simmons, you can get out of here right now, and you can tell him he's safe.
I'd be glad to tell Mr. Simmons all that. Except right now, we're not exactly on speaking terms.
What have you got to do with all this?
I was just passing through.
Well, you shouldn't have stopped. And if you're smart, you won't go back there.
Even to help your father.
Especially to help my father. He's been dead for years. Hanging's only going to make it official.
Look, there's not much I can do. But my brother's a lawyer. I thought I'd wire him from Hazleton. Maybe he can help.
I'm sorry. I know I sound callous. It's just that I've waited on him hand and foot. I've washed him. I've fed him as though he were an infant, and it's true. When he dies, I'm free. I'd like you to go now. Mr. Barkley? There's nothing you can do. You, your lawyer brother, nothing anyone can do. Gabe Simmons is king here. And if the king wills my father dead, he'll hang. People like Gabe Simmons get their way. And when it's done, when he's dead, maybe I'll begin to live.
Take advice too good, do you, boy? We don't appreciate a stranger coming in our town and meddling in our affairs.
Your fight, for what your father done.
You rotten murderers, Frank! Stop leaving me!
All right, he's had enough. Let's get out of here.
Dirty! I'll get a doctor.
No.
But you're hurt.
I'll be all right.
Now you know what happens to little people. Look, you've tried. You've done as much as anyone can do. Will you go home now and forget us? But you'll die. They'll kill you like they killed Will Oakley. Or they'll hang you like they're going to hang my father. Or they'll beat you to death. But you'll die. I'm his daughter. I should know. He's not worth it. He's not worth it.
Got to send a telegram. A telegram!
All right, mister. Get your horse. You're coming back with us.
I don't think so.
You defying the law?
This isn't your territory. Maybe you better talk to the marshal here. Maybe I'd better.
Barkley!
Barkley, won't you take another step?
Marshal? Marshal!
Yeah. You better have a good reason for busting in here this time of night.
That man is my prisoner, Marshal.
Well, he ain't going nowhere. What's he done?
He killed Will Oakley.
Well, I thought you had the man that done it, this Matt Carson.
Well, we were half right. Everything pointed to him and still does. It was his gun, his horse.
Well, how does he figure into it?
His name is Heath Barkley. Yeah, that's right. It's one of the Stockton Barkleys. They got a whole lot of land that might be up for grabs if Will Oakley's bill had been passed.
That's a pretty good motive, Gabe, but wouldn't that be true for you, too?
Yes. Except for the fact that Will Oakley was the best friend I had in this world, and that he died in my arms. Don't you take my word for it. We got it straight from the horse's mouth. Right from the man that Barkley paid to do his killing for him.
Matt Carson.
Simmons, you really had to dig to come up with this.
Matt confessed. And he named this man.
Simmons, you're a liar. Matt Carson didn't kill Will Oakley. And he couldn't have named me because I never met the man. Ask him, Marshal. Ask Matt Carson.
Well, that'd be kind of hard to do, seeing as how Matt hung himself in his cell 5 minutes after he signed that confession.
Oh, what'd you do? Did you come back take another look? He won't be here long, Jimmy. No, sir. We're gonna hang him for killing Will Oakley.
Well, my, oh, my. They're gonna hang you for killing Will Oakley. That's the best laugh I've had in years.
Well, you better enjoy it while you can, Jimmy. Because it's going to wind up with a laugh on you.
Yeah? Well, what's that supposed to mean?
I saw you near that ridge the morning Will Oakley was killed. From that, it doesn't take much figuring to know who killed him. What kind of deal did they offer you, Jimmy? Will Oakley's life or your freedom?
What's the matter with you? You been drinking or something?
You know, they can't possibly set you free. Once I tell my story in court, how they let you out of this jail to kill Will Oakley, they're stuck. They can't let you walk out of here after that without it looking like I told the exact truth. So if I hang, you'll hang right beside me. Kind of looks like we're in this together.
I'm afraid that's the truth, boy. We were going to talk to you about it in the morning, but
Maybe it's just as well we tell you now. There's been a slight change in plan.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, that's a fact, boy. That's a fact we all got to live with if we want to live.
Yeah, he's right. You ain't gonna give me no retrial.
Stay right where you are. Oh, boy, there ain't gonna be no retrial. But you still can get your freedom. Now, I'm not gonna fool with you, Jimmy. Once that boy back there starts into talking, once they suspect that you killed Will Oakley, well, you won't be free for very long. Not with half the U.S. Army looking for you.
Well, why don't you keep him from talking like you did Matt Carson?
Too many suicides, too many accidents. No, Jimmy, but if Barkley is shot and killed while he's trying to escape.
All right. Let's go.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, you are. It's just like you said, we're in this together. And they may hang us. We may break out of here. But we're going to do it together. Right, partner? Now let you and I go. Time for that, come on. Let's go. Did you get it? Nope.
Well, never mind. We'll take care of him. Now, you better make your break. There's a horse tied out front.
Hey, it's me. It's Jimmy. I never trust no lawman. Heath, don't you worry none now. I'm just hard enough to live. Tell that marshal what happened. Boy, you better hurry up and get him.
Thanks, Marshal, but some other time.
Wow, a little bit
bit late, aren't you?
Well, I can explain that.
Now, don't tell me you didn't get my telegram.
Well, I got your telegram.
I said I'd be here last night, didn't I?
That's right, Nick.
And that this morning you and I would be on a train heading to San Francisco.
Yeah, we were
to
gonna
attend a very important meeting, which was to start, about a half hour ago.
We missed it, huh?
Yes, we missed it. And I don't want this to come as a complete shock to you, Heath, but at least I had the foresight to telegraph ahead that we may be a little bit late.
Well, that's real good thinking, Nick.
But you didn't think of it, did you? Just like you never thought of leaving a message in the desk inside.
I thought of leaving word in there.
But you got tied up. Or should I say maybe you got tied down. Well, now I hope she was worth it. It was a girl, wasn't it?
Nope, you see, when I rode into Pinewood, well, the hotel was filled up. So then I went
Are you sure the necklace is in the Monteja house?
See,
How many men will be needed?
6, 7.
Now, who will lead the raid?
I will.
No. I will.
You?
Why do you smile, Diego?
Because you are a girl.
And this amuses you?
It does when you talk of leading a raid as important as this. It is a job for a man.
Are you forgetting Santa Lucia?
No.
Or Carboca? Or the ambush of the Federales at Rio Blanco? Did I not ride as hard and fight as well as any man who was there?
But you did not lead. If you came face to face with Montejo, what would you do?
What would I do? What would you do, Diego? Suppose I am Monteja, and I am prepared to guard the Carlota necklace with my life. What would you do?
What could I do with a gun pointed at me?
Drop the gun. Drop it. You. Who will lead the raid?
You will lead the raid. You will lead.
You have a walking arsenal for a sister. That is true.
And don't you ever forget it, Mateo mío. A toast to the revolution.
A la revolución.
I propose a toast to Miranda.
Diego, wait. Julio brings news from the Rancho Monteja. Don Ramon has gone to California and he has taken the Carlota necklace with him.
Where in California?
To the Rancho Gringo friends, the hacendados named Barkley.
We will go after him.
Yes, she's right. We can buy guns with that necklace and more important food for the people in the areas we control. If we don't feed them, we'll lose their support. I'll go with you.
Thank you, Mateo. Hermano mío,
I will go. We should have 3 more men.
you pick them, Mateo. We'll ride tonight.
entertained by many hostesses, Senora, but none more gracious than you.
Compliments like that, Don Ramon, will only get you an invitation to stay longer.
Ah, how I wish I could. It has been a long time since I spent a more enjoyable 4 days. But I must travel on to San Francisco.
Well, you could spend some time with us on your way back from San Francisco.
Gracias. Unfortunately, I must return without unnecessary delay. The situation in Sonora being what it is.
Just what is that situation?
Chaotic. Revolution is rampant. The Basadas rebels gain control of more villages every day. The government seems powerless to stop them.
What about the report that Emilio Basadas was killed?
It is true. He was killed at Cerro Cibuta a year ago. But his followers carry on.
Yes, Silas.
Is this what you wanted, sir?
Ah, yes. Gracias. And now I have a favor to ask of you, my friends.
Oh, what a lovely box.
Ah, but wait, senor.
Oh, that's beautiful. Heath, come here.
Good evening, Don Ramon.
Good evening, Heath.
Boy, howdy, that must be worth a fortune.
$250,000. It has been in the Monteja family for 3 generations. I had to bring it with me because I heard rumors that the rebels were planning to attack my hacienda and steal it. But I am reluctant to carry such a fortune with me any farther than I have. Which brings me to the favor I would ask. I wish to leave the necklace here with you for safekeeping while I'm in San Francisco. But you have a safe?
Yes, we do.
Then I'm sure it will be perfectly secure.
All right, Don Ramon, we'll keep it for you.
Gracias, senora. Muchas gracias. And now, if you will excuse me, I shall retire. I must be on my way very early in the morning. Buenas noches, amigos. Senora. What do you want?
I am Miranda Basadas.
Basadas?
And this is my brother.
And you know what we want. Where's the necklace?
He doesn't have it.
Bring him inside.
Mateo, don't waste your time on that imperialist pig. He left the necklace with his gringo friends. Let's raid the rancho and get it.
No.
Yes.
Del Miranda, don't be so foolish. Raiding the Barclay Ranch and getting the necklace is one thing. Getting back to the border with it is another. Now, our only chance of making it is to get the necklace without a fight.
And how do we do that?
Our friend is going to help us.
I will not do anything to help you.
I think you will.
Buenos dias, senor.
Hello.
I am looking for the Rancho Barclay.
Well, now, that is the best news I've heard in a long time. This is it. I'm Nick Barkley.
Oh, of course. I recognize you now by my uncle's description.
Your uncle?
Oh, forgive me. I am Miranda Monteja, Ramon Monteja's niece.
Well, now, what do you know about that? Your uncle was here just a couple of days ago.
Yes, I know. I just saw him in San Francisco.
Oh.
I have been there for several weeks visiting friends.
What are you doing in Stockton?
He sent me. He's not feeling well.
Oh,
Oh, nothing serious. He just did not feel up to traveling.
Uh-huh.
He sent me to get the briefcase he left with you.
Oh, well,
He gave me this note authorizing you to give it to me.
All right. Let's go on inside and meet the rest of the family, huh?
Thank you. I cannot stay too long. I have to catch the evening train back to San Francisco.
Oh, well, that's the worst news I've heard in a long time. Well. Oh, all right. Watch yourself now. There you are. Huh. Right this way. Somewhere here, there's a letter we got from Montea last... Here it is. What do you think?
That's Montea's handwriting all the way around.
I knew that girl was too beautiful to be a thief.
I'm sorry you won't be meeting my daughter, Audra. She's visiting friends out of town.
Well, here we are.
Where is the necklace?
Get it for you first thing Monday morning.
I don't understand.
Well, we thought a necklace worth $250,000 deserved better than a wall safe, so we put it in the vault in the Stockton Bank.
And this being Saturday afternoon,
What does that have to do with it?
Locked up tight.
until Monday morning.
Well, there must be something you can do.
Oh, I'm afraid not.
Looks like you're gonna have to stay here.
Oh, I cannot do that. You see, I'm supposed to be on the evening train for San Francisco. Uncle Ramon is waiting for me.
Well, we'll send him a telegram explaining the situation.
I cannot do that. You see, I came only with the clothes I am wearing.
Oh, Audra's got lots of dresses you can wear.
No, I cannot impose. I will go to the hotel.
Hotel? That's ridiculous. You can stay up at Audra's room.
Well, Nick is right. We wouldn't think of letting you go to a hotel. We'll, yes, I'll show you to your room.
No, don't you bother. I know how much you enjoy having your tea. I'll take Miss Montea upstairs. I'll have Silas fix you a nice hot bath, and you can rest a little bit before dinner. The other way. There. Ah, hold it. Let's take a look at that. I think that's good enough. Huh? After all, she is the niece of Don Roman, you know.
Mm-hmm. A very beautiful niece.
Yeah.
What is that I smell?
What? Oh, that. You think it's too much?
No, not if you stay upwind.
Well, I think I better go up and see if she's ready. Buenos noches.
Buenas tardes.
Oh, here.
Buenas tardes.
Oh, won't you sit down?
Senorita, would you do us the honor of saying grace? Bendecir la mesa, dar gracias. Nick?
Thank you, O Lord, for the bounty you place before us. Amen.
Senorita. Good morning. Nick and I thought you might like us to take you to church.
Church? No.
Very well.
Senora, I would like to go for a ride this morning.
Of course. You'll find some of Order's riding things in that closet. I'll have a horse saddled for you.
Gracias.
Come with us? Oh?
I feel as though I almost insulted her by asking. Do you know where she slept last night? On the floor.
Oh, Mother, you must be wrong. Well, maybe she hurt her back or something. You know, it's more comfortable to sleep on the floor when you hurt you.
Nick, she doesn't behave like the niece of an aristocrat. You saw her at the dinner table.
She, may be a little more different than we expected, but well, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Come on, let's go. We're going to be late.
Mateo.
Did you get the necklace?
No.
What happened?
The Barclays put it in a vault in a bank in Stockton. They cannot get it for me until tomorrow morning.
But they believe you're Montea's niece.
Good. What is good about it? I've got to go back and be polite to those wealthy gringo swine. Ugh. It turned my stomach.
It'll never.
Silas, would you put the buggy away, please?
Yes, Mrs. Barkley.
Silas, has Miss Montea returned from her ride yet?
Not yet, Mr. Nick.
She's been gone almost 3 hours.
Well, she'll be all right.
Well, I better change and have a look myself.
Do you know where she went?
She was heading east. I watched.
I might have known.
I better not go any farther.
A beautiful country you have.
It's not my country anymore.
What a true friend to humanity you are. To give up your own land to fight for people who are not your own. That makes you very special.
Well, senorita, this is a pleasant surprise.
I thought you went to church.
No, I got home about an hour ago.
Oh,
Good thing we met up, though. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing wrong. Just that, well, I got to thinking about you going to San Francisco all by yourself with that necklace. Well, if something should go wrong.
Oh, well, nothing will go wrong.
No, you can't tell. We've had a lot of train robberies lately, and, well, I think it's best that I go with you.
Go with me?
Yeah, we can stop at the bank, pick up the necklace, and still have time to catch the 9:10.
No.
Why?
Well, I do appreciate the offer, Senor, but Well, I don't want to inconvenience
Oh,
you.
no, there's no inconvenience at all. I'm due for a vacation. I'll tell you what. We can have dinner together in San Francisco. I know a little place up on Russian Hill.
Well, I cannot do that.
Why?
Well, I just can't.
Are you spoken for?
Spoken for?
Yeah, engaged.
You mean betrothed?
Yeah.
Yes, I am betrothed.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Who's the lucky fella?
Oh, he's just a young man in Mexico City.
Mexico City, huh? Well, now that is strange. For a minute, I thought it was that gringo I saw you kissing a few minutes ago. Now, why don't we stop play acting, huh? You're no more Montea's niece than I am. Who are you?
I don't believe it's anything more serious than that. I'll look in on her again in the morning.
Thank you, Doctor.
Night, Doc.
Would you lock up, please, Nick?
Yeah, right.
Miranda!
Well, now, where do you think you're going? Uh-oh.
Stay away from me.
Well, now, that was real cute.
Get over there.
Do you have any more? Hold it! Let's pick up where we left off this afternoon. Who are you?
I don't have to answer any questions. I have done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. You
No.
just tried to shoot me, stab me, and strangle me. If you don't think that's something wrong, perhaps I should bring up the fact that you're a thief.
I am not a thief.
No? What would you call a person that tries to steal a necklace worth $250,000?
A revolutionary.
A what?
I am an anarchista.
An anarchist.
See, I am Miranda Basadas, and my father was Emilio Basadas. Perhaps you have heard of him.
Yes, I have heard of him.
And let me tell you this, gringo. The thief in your house was not I, it was Ramon Monteja.
Is that a fact?
Yes. And the necklace he gave you to keep for him was not his. It belongs to the people.
What people?
The peons of Sonora. It was bought and paid for by the poor. And they were forced to contribute to show their love for the wife of Maximilian when he ruled Mexico. Here. It is called Carlotta necklace.
Well, now, if that's true, what's Mantea doing with it?
He was an agent for Maximilian and Carlotta. That was his reward for betraying his country. Senora, on behalf of the people of Sonora, I demand that you surrender the Carlotta necklace to me.
Good morning, miss.
What is that?
It's your breakfast, miss.
It's your breakfast, miss. What is the matter with you?
Beg pardon?
I thought there was no more slavery in this country.
There isn't, miss.
If you are a free man, why do you work as a servant for these gringos hacendados?
It's my job.
Oh, no, my friend, no. I will tell you why. It is because you are still a slave, just as the poor everywhere in the world are slaves of the rich. Animals to be starved and worked and beaten.
I guess I just hadn't thought of it that way.
But this time you did. If you want to be ready for the day when the poor rise up and throw off their shackles.
Viva Miranda!
You gringo, go ahead and scoff. But your day of reckoning will come.
Excuse me, miss.
All right.
And now, senor,
Yes?
I demand to be allowed to leave this house today.
Dr. Morale said you'll stay, and when Dr. Morale says you may leave, you may go.
I do not understand you.
No.
You will not have me arrested and you will not let me leave.
That's right.
In Mexico, I would have been put in front of a wall and executed.
Oh.
What kind of hacendado are you?
Is that what you want, to be executed?
I want to leave.
Down. Be quiet.
I want to leave.
No!
could not have kissed me if I had not let you.
Why did you? I'll tell Mother you're leaving.
There was a feeling of autumn in the air today, didn't you think so?
Mm-hmm. Won't Senor Nick be here for dinner?
Oh, no, he had to go to Stockton. He won't be home till late, I'm afraid.
Oh. Senora.
Hmm?
You have not asked me why I did not leave today, as Senor Nick told you I would.
No.
Why not? I come into your house as an imposter and to steal, and yet you treat me as though I have done nothing wrong.
Well, I don't think you have. Not yet.
I have never known haciendados like you.
Well, maybe that's because you never really looked for them.
Expect you to still be here.
I wanted to talk to you before I left.
What about?
The Carlotta necklace.
All right. Well?
Senor, you have never been poor. And you have never been hungry. I don't mean for an hour or a day. I mean for weeks and months.
No, I haven't.
I have been. What do you think made my father a revolutionary? And why do you think I rode with him?
I don't know.
For years he worked without reward and he lived without hope. He watched my mother slowly die because she gave what little food they had left to their children. To me and to my sisters and brothers. And still we were hungry.
Pardon me, but what has this got to do with the necklace?
There is starvation in the areas the revolutionaries control in Sonora. We need money to buy grain and cattle. Food to stop children from crying and to prevent the death of many people. The Carlotta necklace is our only hope of getting the money. Oh, Senor, I have never begged for anything in my life. But I do now. I beg you to give me the Carlotta necklace, please.
Miranda, it doesn't belong to me.
But it does not belong to Ramon Monteja either.
That's not for me to decide.
Senor, please.
Miranda. Miranda, if it were mine to give, you would have it.
I believe you.
Where are you going?
Home to Sonora?
Do you want to go?
I have no choice.
Yes, you do.
No.
I've been worried about you. What's wrong?
I could not get the necklace. The Barclays found out who I am.
How did you get away?
I did not have to get away.
You mean they just let you go?
Yes. Mateo, we have to forget about the necklace.
Forget it.
We have no choice.
Oh, we still have Montea.
No. We're going to let him go.
What's happened to you, Miranda?
Nothing has happened to me.
Well, I've never seen you give up so easily before.
Well, I know when we are beaten.
Well, then it is the first time.
All right, then it is the first time. Get done, Montea.
No. Stay where you are. I don't understand you. Are you forgetting all the hungry people we have in our hands back in Sonora? Are you forgetting that if we don't feed them, we'll have lost everything? That we're through?
I'm through now, Mateo.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means that I am not going back to Sonora.
Miranda!
I can't, Lázaro.
Oh, why? Why? You leave her alone! Now answer me. Why aren't you going back?
Because Nick Barkley wants me to stay.
So that's it. He's in love with you. And you're in love with him. I'm sorry I lost my temper. Forgive me. And you, my friend, my apologies. I'm truly sorry. Miranda, you're making a mistake. Giving up everything you fought for so long.
But I have fought for my people, and they will go on fighting.
Oh, but without the Carlotta necklace, without money to buy food and guns, they will lose. Oh, Miranda, think. With that necklace, victory is assured. We can rule all of Sonora.
We, Mateo?
Yes, us, you and I, all of us in this room.
And who is to decide that?
We are. We've done the fighting. We deserve the reward.
Reward?
What would you do? Hand over Sonora to a mob of peasants?
No, I would let the people rule themselves.
Oh, Miranda. Open up your eyes. Look around. See what the world really is. Do you know what would happen? The haciendados, within a week, would get their ranchos back without it costing them 1 centavo.
And, how much would we charge them, Mateo?
We could get millions out of them.
Have you bought and sold revolutions before, or is this the first time? What is the matter with you? Don't you hear what he is saying?
Remember, Miranda? You asked me to pick those who would ride with us. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, you don't disappoint me. You sicken me. And you make me despise myself for thinking I could ever love you. I really thought you were different. A man who fought with another people in another country because he believed in their fight. You are nothing more than a mercenary.
Get Get in here.
What, me?
And you're going to run an errand for me.
Where are you going, Nick?
Oh, I thought I'd go look for Miranda.
Well, that might be a long ride.
You think she's gone back to Mexico?
She came for the necklace. She didn't get it. She left. Now, what do you think?
I think we should have given her the necklace in the first place.
Oh, Nick.
She deserves it as much as Montea, maybe more. At least she's going to use it to feed some of the people that paid for it, which is more than I can say for Montea, keeping it in the safe. Yeah?
Senor Nick Barkley?
That's right.
I am Lázaro Basadas, Miranda's brother.
Oh, come on in, come on in. It's my mother.
Senora,
What can I do for you?
I am one of 5 men who came from Sonora with Miranda. The others are a gringo named Mateo Hollis and 3 other hombres that work with him.
What are you talking about?
Please, senor, let me explain. We have been holding Don Ramon Monteja in a shack about 10 kilometers from here.
Why?
Because of the Carlota necklace. This morning, Miranda came to us and told us to forget the necklace and to release Don Monteja. She also told us that you asked her not to return to Mexico.
Where is Miranda now?
Mateo is holding her hostage with Monteja. He would not do what Miranda asked. He sent me to tell you that if you do not deliver the necklace to him, Miranda and Monteja will be killed.
Where is the shack?
In a box canyon to the east.
That must be the old Roberts cabin. What are you going to do?
I'll have to get the marshal and some men and get Miranda and Montea out of there.
No, senor. There is only one narrow entrance to the canyon. Mateo could kill Miranda before you got near the shack.
He's right, Nick. That could be very dangerous.
Well, the next best thing to do is to get the necklace to this fella Hollis. Montea shouldn't complain too much. We're saving his life. Now, you tell this fella Hollis that I'll go into Stockton and get the necklace from the bank, and I'll meet him at the shack at 3 o'clock.
Gracias, senora. Gracias, senora.
Oh, senor. Think he's gone. Gone.
Come in.
Nick, I'm sorry.
It's all right. So you're Hollis. Where's Montea?
In there.
Bring him out here.
Get Montea. The necklace.
Sorry about this, Ramon.
I suppose there was nothing else you could do, Nick.
Well, come on, let's go.
Just a minute, Barkley. You don't know me, so I'll forgive you for thinking I'm a fool. But you could have men waiting outside the canyon.
I could have.
So you understand my problem. I have to get back to Mexico for this to do me any good.
Yes, you would have to do that.
So you're coming with me.
Mateo, don't.
You're my ticket to the border.
It's all right.
Get out, the rest of you. How many men have you got out there, Barkley?
Marshal and 3 deputies.
Is the marshal a friend of yours? I hope so, for your sake. Because if they try to take us, you're dead. Put this in my saddlebag and get our gear together. We're leaving.
Looks like Nick called it.
I wouldn't do that, amigo! Grab it! Drop those guns! Tell them! Los pistoles! Deja!
Nick, are you all right?
Yeah.
What happened, Miranda? You were holding Montoya. You could have used him to get the necklace back. Why didn't you?
I don't know. I just couldn't. It's strange. All of my life I've been taught to hate the haciendados. I never thought one could teach me anything.
Well, I think maybe we're even. Never thought I could learn anything from a revolutionario. Rebel.
I do not know how to thank you, amigo. Is something wrong?
You're sure this is yours, Montoya?
But of course it is mine.
Not according to Miranda. She says it was bought by the people of Sonora and presented to the Empress Carlotta.
Certainly you do not believe her.
Yes, I do.
A rebel? A revolutionary? An anarchist?
Yes.
You mean you are going to turn it over to her?
No, I'm going to turn it over to the marshal here. And he's going to give it to the Mexican consul.
But it is mine.
That, I'm afraid, is your private little battle with the Mexican government.
I'll need a statement from you, Mr. Montoya. Come with me, please. I'll see you in town, Nick.
Let's go back to the house, shall we? What's the matter, Miranda?
I must go home.
Why? Why?
I have been thinking. I denounced Mateo for deceiving my people. But is that any worse than deserting them?
Well,
That is exactly what I would be doing if I stayed here. And the guilt that I would feel would be a wall between us.
Well, you don't have to go home right away. You could wait around a day or two.
No. No, I know if I do not go now, I will not go at all.